many requests from the media to understand the goings on here in the face of the fact that House plenary sittings will resume tomorrow in the afternoon, and following a debrief I made to you on 8th of November. I addressed the country on 8th after the meeting I had with the House Speaker, together with the colleagues I went with to speak to the government side. And that meeting was intended to understand the structure and readiness of the government response. After that meeting, I informed the country that no progress had been made, save for a transitory commitment with no time frame from government to the effect that they are ready to respond to the issues we raised. And our stance then and now is that we are out of plenary sittings until we have received that response. And there's no new development since then. You're also aware that the House Speaker issued an order paper for tomorrow's sitting in which purportedly there will be a response from government on the issues we raised, and our statement remains the same, that we shall wait to get the response, not from the House, but I expect government to communicate to me officially, so that together with the caucus, we process the contents of the response to be able to verify their efficacy and detail. Anything short of that, we still maintain our stance as to the issues. That's all that I wanted to inform the country, but also probably, unlike before, to speak to you as the media, that I also see some attempt at blackmailing me and my office. I follow it. I want to advise whoever is financing whoever that we are here. So please take your paycheck, but report what we say. Do not misrepresent me and my office. If you have any questions raised with me, please raise them. And directly, I have never failed to make a response to any question, even if it is really flat. I respond to the question raised. Please raise the issues with me. Do not attempt at blackmail, because I never buckle to blackmail. So if you have issues directly and you're representing some group here, raise them. With me, I'll respond to them. Otherwise, you're not helping the cause of citizens by digressing from the issues we are raising for you to divert us into small things. Kindly don't do that. So if you have any questions, raise them here or shut up. The meeting was implied by the Right Honourable Speaker that we'll have a follow-up meeting on Wednesday. Since she's the same person who has outed the order paper, the meeting is again upon her to either reschedule or advise otherwise. Otherwise, from our standpoint of view, we are still stuck to where we are. But make no mistake, we never fear to engage anyone that wants to engage with us, because this is our space. We are leaders in this country, and we don't need anybody's permission in this House of Parliament to have an engagement from anyone, to hear them out, and then make a judgment of the issues we think they are raising. So the Speaker did imply that if she has changed, we wait for her communication, and we shall respond to her communication. Understood us, and we respect their views, and largely because they also purport to know me if they don't know me. That's the danger, the mistakes people make, purporting to know people they do not know. and they are forgivable for their ignorance. Thing is, I don't do anything by cram work. Those who have known me, I cram nothing. I respond to issues depending on how they arise. And those who are used to a text, I don't have a textbook, but I have some level of imagination when issues arise, and that's how I handle them. So ask them to drop their cram work and get to understand that for the long time I've been in public life, those who really try to know me, I assess situations and respond and supply answers depending on the conditions prevailing. And if anybody tries to cram me, they will crash. So I don't advise anybody to cram how I work, because I do not operate by a textbook. I'm not linear in the way I work. I judge situations and I respond to them. So kindly advise your good friends to not to cram, they'll crash. In the meeting that we attended, which I spoke to you about last week, the government chief whip did not attend. So I think he's lagging some weeks behind what we are doing. And I cannot blame him. I don't know when you met him, but I have not heard him in the last meetings we had with the House Speaker and the government ministers led by General Jim Mwezi, which I spoke about in the last public media briefing I had. So I don't know at what page the honorable gentleman is for me to adjudge him at this stage. Secondly, as to whether we are going to change tact. That's not a matter that really must worry anyone, because we believe we are on course. And you see, if the executive is adamant and obstinate, our duty as the opposition is to insist. And the insistence can be various. At the moment, we are engaging the right gear, and we are not about to change it. If necessity arises for us to change the gear, we will assess the feasibility of that engagement. But at the moment, as the pile driver, as the team leader, so far I'm content with how we are moving with the team. Remember, part of my duty is to carry the team with me. I don't want to be a lone actor, and at every level, I consult with my team players, and we are so far the same page, and I don't want to disrupt. You probably can think that the executive is comfortable. Probably the comfort is on their faces, but they are hurting. They are here to make confession to you, not because we do not know that they can be terrible and worse. If they have been complicit at murder and disappearance, so they are capable of the worst. But we are doing what is feasible in our space and time, and so far content with it. Your third leg of the question on resources. Remember, I informed the country that whereas we exited House plenary sittings, we are still active in the committees, and my members are there in the committees. This morning I've had a briefing from my shadow minister for energy, together with the team on the committee, and we have concurred, given the bill analysis my technical team has made. I have guided the team on how to progress on the bill, and we are going to make our views public once they are complete on the bill. Secondly, it's not the duty of the opposition to protect public interest. Even NRM MPs, what are they voted for? Are the NRM MPs really a group that is carried on a wheelbarrow and they can't think through in public interest? Probably this is now a charge on them, that if we do not go to the House sitting, the NRM people will be able to defend public interest in our absence. It's a test on their hands too. Let them go and showcase that actually the country can trust them in absence of the opposition. So we are not under pressure, but we will make our views public. And if there is no concurrent in the committee, if there's no agreement reached that is really satisfying of our expectations, I have guided my team to author a minority report, which we shall share with the public. The beauty about the minority report is that even in our absence, the committee chairperson is under obligation to read it. So it will be on record in Parliament, and therefore it will be the duty of the House sitting without us to process it. So we are not under pressure that far. As far as changing in the standing committees and the leadership of the opposition is concerned, the NUP is the leading opposition party in Parliament, and the National Executive Committee of the party will make a decision on all positions, including the LOP. So there's no crisis. When the time comes and a review is made, the decision will be taken and communicated. That is a matter for a party organ. It's not a matter that is really for speculation or to have anybody get out of their wits, but to get to duty. And we do not have a deficit of able men and women to replace one another. So we are here to work, and if the party deems fit to make changes, they'll be made. You probably are following up some of the activists now being released in the dark by the military. You saw the young man that was under detention in Chireka for 4 months. He was released. We are pursuing his matter because even after release, his incarceration for 4 months was a violation of his right. He was never produced in any court, but he was under detention. And from family sources, the young man lost his mind while in detention. But also you saw on Friday, the defense spokesperson, for the first time informing the country how they had detained some SFCs and the police for abducting people and extorting money from them. For the first time, we saw Kulaije conceding that actually in the UPDF, especially SFC, there are people who abduct and extort money. And we are saying that is the same group that abducted and has kept people missing for more than 3 years. So we are demanding of them to roll the clock and look for those who commanded, abducted, and have kept people incommunicado for this long. So my brother, the government chief whip, needs to be brought to speed so that we're on the same page. Of course, you've also heard, when we've been making rounds with the families of the missing persons, I've been visiting them with members of my team. You have heard their statements, and subsequently you have heard police saying they are now investigating. Is that a reaction? Do you consider that a reaction? Albeit belatedly, you also heard the disgraced Human Rights Commission also responding. Is that a reaction? So I contend that we might appear soft, but we are effective. And sometimes don't have to really jump on the table to be effective. That's how some of us vary our approach to public duty, without having to work through by cram work. We don't want to be crammed. We are purposefully working to bring to sanity duty bearers to account for their actions, and how we do it is a matter that we shall choose with my team. Okutegeeza ng'eggwanga nga bwetutambuza ensonga, okubajjukiza nti bukyantegeeza eggwanga we tutuuse ennaku z'omwezi nga 8 sabbiiti ewedde, bwe twali mu meeting ne Speaker wa Parliament ne baminisita ba gavumenti abasatu ne ttiimu yange, bye twayogerako twali kyakyuseeko. Okuggyako bukya twawukana, twafunye olukangaga lw'ebiteeso bya wiiki eno nga kuliko ekiteeso ekyateereddwako ekiraga nti gavumenti egenda kugezaako okuddamu ku ebyo bye tubanja okuddibwamu, omuli ekiwamba abantu, okubuzaawo abantu, obutemu, okutyobola eddembe ly'obuntu mu bitundu ebyenjawulo, mu balunnyanja n'ebirala. twagala okutegeeza eggwanga nti tetunaawo kuseeseetuka era ekiwandiiko ekyo tusuubira olwaleero oba enkya kijja kuweerezebwa leader of opposition akitunuleko ayite banne tukiyitemu ate tulabe obanga ddala kiddamu bukuukubira ebyo bye twabuuza obutali kwebuzaabuza. Singa tunakisanga ng'ekiwandiiko kya kibugwe era twali kigenda kukyuka. Ekyo njagala okutegeeza eggwanga. Ensonga waliwo abeebuuza obanga enja tunaabeera mu paalamenti. Twagala okutegeeza eggwanga nti ng'okuggyako nga bye twasaba era bye tubanja biddiddwamu nga bye tubibanja kyakusaalirwa situjja kubeerayo mu lutwalo lwa paalamenti. Muyinza okujjukira nti Deputy Speaker gavumenti yagiwa ennaku 3 ziggwako ku Sande nga 19 Sande eno. Tuli beetegefu ennaku ezo okuzigumiikiriza ziggweko kasita kibanga situddiddwamu nga tusuubira kuddibwamu. Bwe zinaggwako banaaba beetegese batuweereze ebyo ebiddibwamu. Naye okusinga obukulu sitwagala mpapula nti twagala mpapula za biwandiiko, twagala abantu abaabuzibwawo baleetebwe baddizibwe famire zaabwe. Twagala ebisuubizo ebiri mu bwino omukwafu ekyokulekerawo okutyobula eddembe ly'obuntu naye n'okuteeka mu mbuga ne mu lukale abo abeetabye mu kutyobola eddembe ly'obuntu. Ebyo byonna nga tebikoleddwa tujja genda tutegeeza eggwanga. Oba oli ebiseera kijja kutuuka tusabe ne bannayuganda abalala batwegatteko mu boyikooti ez'enjawulo ng'oggyeko eyaffe eri mu paalamenti. Era bannayuganda abali eyo mulekera okulowooza nti obuvunaanyizibwa obw'okulwanirira eddembe ly'obuntu bwaffe ffekka abali wano. Mwe mulina ebitongole by'amawulire ebimu ebirowooza nti tuli ku mugano oba mu kinyumo mu nkola y'emirimu ey'ekibugwe. Era njala kubategeeza nti abali mu mawulire ga mpapula ga radio ne TV n'abali ku mitimbagano online media, olutalo luno si lwaffe. Enkya nnyinza obutabaawo, lutalo lwammwe, lutalo lwa ggwanga. Okulowooza nti kinyumo, ebyo birowoozo bya kibisi nnyo bya kibugwe. Nsaba abakirimu bakirekera awo. Ffe abali eno tumanyi bye tuyitamu ne bye tulwanirira. Atabitegeera ky'oyinza okukolera ensi kwe kusirika n'obunira. Ensonga ezikwata ku bago ery'amafuta eryaze mu paalamenti nga lireeteddwa kubanga ku lukangaga lw'ebiteeso kweriri. Twagala okutegeeza eggwanga nti ebirowoozo byaffe ku bago lino tubiwaddeyo mu kakiiko kaffe nga tukulembeddwa minisita waffe ow'obugagga obw'omuttaka. Mbaddeko nabo mu meeting enkyaleero ne tubaako bye tukkaanyaako bakole. Era singa ebirowoozo byaffe tebiweebwa ekitiibwa, tukkaanyiza bajja kukolayo ekiwandiiko ekyabatono ekiwakanya ebinaaba bikoleddwa. Ate tubitegeeza eggwanga ebirowoozo byaffe tujja biteeka mu paalamenti ne tunaba tetuliiyo bifuuke ebiwandiiko bya ggwanga bya lukale, eggwanga ligoberere we tuyimiridde ku nsonga eno. Ekyo kye kiri mu mateeka ate kikkirizibwa, era tujja kutulowooza nti kijja kuyamba ensi okutegeera we tuyimiridde. Naye na kino kitegeerebwe nti okulwanirira eggwanga lino n'okukola ebituufu mu mateeka n'enkola oba policy si buvunaanyizibwa bwa opposition yekka. Ndowooza bannaffe ab'NRM mu bungi bwabwe nga bwe bali mu paalamenti tubawadde omuguwa bwe babanga abantu balamu bagwejje mu bulago, bwe babanga balalu beetuge ku bbago lino. Minzaani bateereddwawo balamulwe oba basobola okulwanirira eggwanga lino nga situliiwo nga bali ku lwabwe bali bokka. Ekifaananyi kye tulina singa situbeemu bajja kuba nga bali ekyankwanzi kadwe bwe bandyeyisizza singa ebbago libasanze kyankwanzi. So n'olwekyo tujja kukola ogwaffe ebyo tubibawadde kiri gye bali. Naye ekyokutabeera mu paalamenti kisukka kuyisa obuyisa amateeka, kubanga okuyisa amateeka kirungi nnyo naye nga ne bw'ogayisiza obawa ekitiibwa. Ekitali ekyo tesobola kubeetaba mu kinyumo bunyumo, naye okubairawo okusalawo ate n'okukola ebisuubizo ebitegeerekeka nti okutyobula eddembe ly'obuntu n'obutawa bavuganya kitiibwa n'okutyobula eddembe ly'abannayuganda bijja kukoma. Enkyukakyuka mu Parliament, kubanga ekibiina ekiri mu buyinza kyayisa ekiwandiiko nga kisaba abaagala okukulembera obukiiko obw'enjawulo basabe. Opposition ekulemberwa NUP mu Parliament. Olukiiko olw'oku ntikko olw'ekibiina kya National Unity Platform lujja kutuula mu biseera ebitali byawala. Lujja kusalawo era luvunaanyizibwa okusalawo ku nkyukakyuka oba ku bukulembeze mu Parliament. Buli naaba lukanyiza okukola enkyukakyuka ako si katuubagiro oba kaleega bikya, kubanga NUP teyeetaaga buyambi bwa muntu yenna okusalawo ku nsonga eno, ate tebulwangako basajja na bakazi naggwa n'abasobola okutuukiza obuvunaanyizibwa buno. Ejja kusalawo ebyo mu budde bwabyo, tujja bitegeeza eggwanga. Tegeeza n'abo abawagira gavumenti nti ensonga ze tuliko nabo zaabwe. Ekimu ku byewuunyisa gye tubadde tutambulira nga tulambula famire z'abantu ababuzibwawo, ezimu ku famire tusanze bawagizi ba NRM lukulwe. Ekyo kitegeeze ali eyo ng'awagira NRM nga azibirizza nga teyeetaaga kumanya nti kyamututte bukya nabo asobola okubatuukako, kubanga amaka agamu ge tuzudde abavubuka ababuzibwawo bawagizi ba NRM lukulwe. N'olwekyo buli muntu akwatibweko. Ekyokubanga baluddewo okuddamu kiri gye bali. Obuvunaanyizibwa bwaffe bwakusigala nga tubanja, naye mmanye mu kiseera kitali kyawala ne bannayuganda abalala bajja twegattako. Oba oliawo eddoboozi lyaffe mu Parliament libanga terimala, ery'abannayuganda eryawamu linaabaza okusa. Naye ttiimu yange mu Parliament ensonga ezikutte bulungi era ndi mumativu ng'akulira ttiimu eno engeri gye tutambuddemu.